this part of our Burp Suite tutorial, we're gonna use intruder to try and brute force our way into this login page here. So to do that, we're first gonna intercept the login request. So just type in some sort of name and password and make sure intercept is on and press login. Now we can see we have our request, which is a post request, and down at the bottom we find the post data, which contains the username and password. And these are the parameters that we're gonna try to brute force, or actually just the password to save some time here. So what we'll have to do is send it to intruder by pressing Ctrl I and then selecting the intruder tab. And now we can see that we have a few fields that are marked up in red, which are the parameters that are going to be replaced by payloads. But since we only want to brute force the password, I'm going to press clear, then select this string here, click add, and then this part will be replaced with the different payloads that we're going to configure. For the name, I'm just gonna enter the username because Burp Intruder is very, very slow in the free version, and to make this demonstration possible, we're gonna have to simplify things a little bit. So you can choose an attack type up here at the top. There are 4 different types. We're gonna go with the sniper, which is the simplest one. So it's just gonna use a set of payloads and just replace every field with the same payload at a time. In our case, it's just one field. Okay, so you can see here the payload sets, which is just 1 in our case. And we can select the payload type. The default is simple list. Of course, word lists are very popular for that purpose, but right now we're gonna use the brute forcer. And so we can see up here there are quite a few payloads. Too many for this demonstration, so let's just replace this character set by the actual characters of the password, and also the password length. And now we have reduced it to 27, so this should be relatively quick. And what we could also do is add some payload processing. So if we click on add, we can see there are different processing rules that we can select, like adding a prefix or a suffix, or using encoding or decoding. But for our purpose, this is not needed. So we should have configured everything by now, so we can just click Start Attack. We get this little warning, just press OK, and we can see the attack starts. There are a bunch of requests here. We can see which payload was used, the status code of the response, and the length of the response. And to see if we're successful, we can sort the requests, for example, by a status code, and we see that there is a single request which has a different status code and also different length, or rather response. So this seems interesting. We can see the payload that was used as bug. So now we can go back to our web page, type in the credentials B and bug, press login, and make sure that the intercept is turned off so we can actually see something. Try again. And we are logged in.